Hello! I'm in the process of getting clear on what I want to share and why I want to share, and I felt like recording while I do that. So, because I was about to say how I want to share this video to those who came to my channel resonating with my stuckness. Like, if someone joined or subscribed to my YouTube channel because they felt stuck as well in their lives in within themselves, and they were like, how do I free myself? And I kind of want to feel into that within myself, because although I feel freer now, I still have that sense of stuckness come up sometimes in certain situations. So I kind of want to just be with that energy for a little bit. And just acknowledge this part of myself, acknowledge the journey of where I've come from, where I am, and where I want to go. And you're free to and invited to join me in this if you want to, if it feels resonant to you. If you feel like you've felt stuck before, if you're feeling it right now, and if you would like to unstuck yourself, if you would like to, feel free to move, to be yourself, to create changes in this world, in your personal life. I feel this victim energy and that stuckness, being at the mercy of external circumstances, really feeling at the mercy of external circumstances, wanting to just get away. I feel it right now. I'm like, I have food that I could go tend to, go away from the video. And again, I just want to be with that, acknowledge that feeling, and do my best to not try to get away from it or suppress it. I feel really relaxed right now. I can still feel some tension on this side of my body. So feel free to feel within your own body if you feel any kind of tension. Where do you feel it? And then just be with the feeling. It might be pleasure as well that you're feeling, or it might be pain. Remember to breathe. I wasn't intending to turn this into a guided meditation. I haven't done one in a long time, and sometimes it feels strange to me that I even have done guided meditations, because I'm not a person who meditates a lot. And I was just reminded from someone who's become a friend, who I met through this YouTube channel, who had his first meditation with me, and it was a guided meditation, and it was a powerful meditation to the point where he still remembers it today, and spoke about it a couple of days ago when we had a spontaneous live Instagram conversation. It's really beautiful, and I love the randomness, and it's I feel like I can see how powerful, and how even though it's random, it makes sense. It makes sense for it to be as it is. Yeah. I'm sorry, I kind of took us out of the guided meditation. I just got excited and wanted to share. So I'm just gonna drink a little bit of water. from this giant cup that I had with me to Italy. It's like you could plant a tree in this thing. And I want to share, right? First of all, I think it's important to be with ourselves in what we're feeling and to not try and like, that's one of the things that I'm really practicing, and it's challenging to practice empathy, to be with what someone is feeling, what I am feeling that is uncomfortable or that we kind of maybe don't want to be with, and to practice being with it. And also being with, so for instance, I have a little sister, right? And sometimes where she is emotionally, I will feel like I'm too tired to deal with that emotion right now. I'm too tired to feel into you right now. I just want to be in my own space. So being honest about that too, and feeling that within myself, and then being able to take care of myself and her as much as possible. So I feel like before I was more avoidant of like, and more focusing more on the external experience. So like, oh, if she gets sad or angry, then I've done something wrong. And now, as I'm practicing being with myself and my own anger and my own sadness and in all these emotions that I've deemed as negative, I'm more capable of holding space for her negative emotions as well. It's like, it's okay for her to feel sad. It's okay for me to say, I don't feel like being with you right now. Maybe it's not the best way of saying it. Maybe I have yet to learn how to communicate that in a healthier way for me and for her. I'm also feeling more, what's the word? More settled. More like I'm not in a rush so much to, as much as I was, to grow or to get to where I think I need to be. And that's really, it's all circling around what I want to share, which is this quote, this amazing quote that for me is amazing, that I'm proud of creating as well, which is, to be honest about where you are is to put yourself in the best position to get where you want to be. Can we just take a moment? I love it so much because it means so much to be honest about where you are. So that's what we just did, to be honest about, how do I feel? How do I feel about someone else? How do I feel about being where I am? Right? Where's my mind? Is it running around? Does it feel like a companion in support of me, or does it feel like an enemy? Does it feel overwhelming, heavy? How is my body feeling? Am I tense? Do I feel free in my body to move? Do I feel strong? Do I feel weak? Do I feel tired? Being honest about where you are puts you in the best position to get where you want to be. So not just to like, and I love it because, and I've been wanting to create different things with this, and I am creating different things with this, but if you imagine if you're in a new country and you're going to want to get to some street food place without knowing where you are in the city, like when you have a map and it says you are here, and then you see, okay, that's where I want to go, that's when you're able to really get there. If you don't know where you are, but you say that's where I want to go, you could end up walking in circles and circles forever, not really getting to where you want to go. And especially a lot of us are in such a rush. It's like this rush to get where we want to go. But then if we don't have that direction in place, then we could just be running forever. And so that's really what I've been focusing on for some time, and feels good, you know? And sometimes we don't know where we want to go. I've gotten that question too from a friend recently, but I don't really know where to go. So how do I create that direction? And when you're honest about where you are with yourself, you're also becoming more honest and feeling into, this feels good, that doesn't feel good. and then you can go deeper. You can go as deep as you want to and as deep as you feel ready to. So that doesn't feel good. Why? Because of this. And then you'll start getting to know yourself more. Things from your experience, especially from childhood, things will like make sense eventually and come into place. And again, sometimes we feel that desire to get it all done today, and that's like a tense, pressurized, stressed place to be. I feel like I've been there. Like 2-3 days ago is when I was able to really, was it 2 or 3, to just slow down, and I feel like cacao helped me with that. So drinking cacao, and maybe I'll share a recipe for how I made my cacao. It's super simple. It's cacao powder, organic, pure cacao powder. I think it's pure. And oat milk. I used water as well, but you could just use plant milk if you want to, or cow's milk if that's your preference. And then some sweeteners. I used agave, and I think yacon syrup. I'm not a huge fan of it though. I wanted to try it, and I'm not a huge fan. You could use cacao blossom sugar or whatever kind of sweetener you prefer. And that's it. And then the day when I had it really strong is the day that I was so calm and so able to be present with myself and how I was feeling. And I'm feeling like making some cacao right now. I'm going to do that. And then maybe come back, or do I continue right now? What do I want to do? I feel so conflicted because part of me wants to continue, part of me wants to drink water. Part of me feels pressed on time, like I should just utilize this time and moment that I have right now to share what I came to share. Another part of me right now is asking, well, maybe this is all I have to share right now. Maybe this is all that's needed. But then I wonder if there's something that's incomplete. Like, did I finish everything that I wanted to say? And maybe that's a good thing if something is incomplete. Another part, but maybe it would be better to finish. That's another thing that's really helpful is learning to get in touch with your own decision making process. So that's what I feel is so important when you get to know what feels good for. Oh, that's what I was saying about getting direction. Yes, we made it. Okay. I knew there was something I wanted to say. So, what I told my friend is that it doesn't have to be, this is what I want to do in my life. If that doesn't feel clear to you right now, and this is part of that feeling stuck, I know for me, I felt like I needed this master plan, which is what I was sharing in the live as well. That you don't need to have this like master plan, business plan, all of these plans 100% ready, clear, go, go, go. It's as simple as you get to know yourself by virtue of really being with yourself, being with how you're feeling, being with what your mind is going through, your body, not drowning in it, but being with it. Except for the emotions, I would say, if you feel ready for it, if you have the support, or if you feel like you can do it on your own, to really let yourself just drown in it, that's its own thing. But I'm also, take responsibility for yourself, right? I'm not saying what you shouldn't do. Take whatever resonates. I feel like I need to make that because, okay. It's your life, it's your decision. I'm all about sovereignty and collecting pieces along the way, and then channeling or funneling whatever works for you, whatever doesn't. Sometimes taking things into practice to then see, wow, this actually does work, or no, that doesn't really work for me, and then you keep going. So, with my friends, what I was saying is as simple as this is how I'm feeling right now, this is where I am, and then being with that. And it's almost like you're getting to know, you're getting to understand yourself. And in that process, without trying to fix yourself or to fix the feeling, especially, I don't know actually. I wonder if that's a space where I'm still learning that connection, that bridge. That's something I'm still, because what I want to say feels like um, a logic knowledge of what's recommended. What I'm about to say doesn't feel like something that has come from my experience. So what I've said so far is coming from my experience. And what I'm about to share is what I'm putting into practice myself, something that I am testing out. Wow, that feels so good. I love that honesty, and I love that clarity as well. That feels really good. Okay. So, if you haven't, I really recommend checking out this series on Netflix called Sex, Love, and Goop. There's this coach, I don't even know what she calls herself, but she's amazing. Her name is Jaya, and she has something called the Blueprint Breakthrough. And she has this Blueprint Breakthrough course that I'm taking. And in that course, they focus and teach a part of it, because it's a huge thing. A part of it is empathy. So then learning to not trying to fix when someone comes to you or when there is something that is uncomfortable, to not try to have sympathy or pour you over there, but rather to be with, to feel into, to see, to hear that individual. And I think in the process, the next step emerges. So it's not really like you're looking for how do we move on from here. It's more so, let's be here. And then as we're here, the next step will naturally emerge, feels right. Which also so beautifully speaks to that quote of, to be honest about where you are puts you in the best position to get where you want to be. Wow, I love that first full circle moments. Momento. Fascinating. So that feels like what I want to share for now. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feelings, your perspectives in the comments if you feel like sharing. I've also wanted to ask if there's something that I've shared that I want to share that you've been expecting, waiting for, that hasn't come. I would love for you to put that in the comments as well. Because I want to share and see if that's something that I still resonate with creating, if that's something I can provide, or if that's something I no longer feel resonant with providing. I want to tie up loose ends. I want to practice being true to my word. And I want to practice committing. Okay, that's a big one for me. Being accountable as well, taking that responsibility for myself and really being in charge, self-empowered. And also I want to be better at connecting and communicating and relating. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts. I hope this was of benefit to you in some way or another. And I appreciate you so much. and I don't really know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna end it.